Hey, and welcome back to this Hardspace Shipbreaker run. This is the video number 2, and we're moving on to our third ship. So, like I was saying before, it's usually best to go with the one at the top. So this gives a ever so slightly more LT and MP than normal, but this has a thruster. It's also almost half as valuable, right? This one's good too. It's got a thruster as well. It's worth slightly less in terms of points and money than the Atlas, but I think it's going to be a more interesting ship. So we're going to do this one. Plus, it also has a thruster. The Atlas doesn't have a thruster for whatever reason, and I would like to start playing with thrusters. Both of them have a Class 1 reactor. Reactors in this game only have 2 classes. Class 1 is really easy to deal with. All reactors, when you pull them, I don't know what happened there. All reactors, when you pull them, will start to melt down. But tier 1 reactors, you just pull them and throw them away, and you're good. You've loads of time to deal with them. Yeah, they're not even a little bit of a problem. Oh, we're still moving. We're still moving. Okay, what did we improve? I think. Okay, yeah, we got our thrusters were improved. And I know we got some extra grapples. So grapples, when you upgrade them, or at least when you upgrade the capacity, refresh. So it's like a free refresh. So if you want to min-max a little bit, you might want to wait to upgrade your thruster, your grapples up or low. Why am I bouncing around like that? That's weird. Okay. Yeah, none of this is pressurized. Yeah, not expecting that. I'm expecting it to tell me when it starts pressurizing the ship. Like we'll get a little kind of mini tutorial. There we go. And that's the one I want now. Because I want to shoot that. I can't hit anything behind me. Jump over here. Let's go down. We'll pop that as well. I see the graphic there clip through the panel. That's mostly not an issue, but sometimes if the thing it clips through is explosive, it is an issue. A little bit of a glitch in the game. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Let's pull this sucker down. Is there anything on it? Nope. Off you go, buddy. And down you go as well. Okay. So, yeah, I was just thinking, like, last time I removed this, and I was thinking, oh, maybe I shouldn't remove it. I can move the whole thing in one go, but you can't because it connects onto these. So what I can do is just remove it from there and from here, and that way it's still attached to the center section. So when I send the center section in to be processed, that whole thing will go together. So that's a little bit more efficient. Oh my god, what is all this inertia? Fuel is low. Okay, that's not great. Is there a fuel canister floating around somewhere? You don't want to come through, eh? That's fine. off you go. I don't see a fuel canister anywhere. The other thing I'd recommend is when grabbing an object, right, you gotta press F to grab, which on the grapple is the same button as pushing stuff away. So if you're really unlucky, the camera will shift, like your aim will shift right as you hit F, and you will force push whatever you're trying to grab away. So I recommend, if you're gonna grab something, switch to cutter. Okay, I don't see any fuel anywhere. So when I need oxygen, oops, I will also grab fuel. There we go. Once we get the range upgrade, we can probably hit 3 or 4 of these. Oh, 6, I'm just out of range here. Oh. I think I almost caught something. Oh, that's fine. No, I just had a couple times. We are good so far. Don't need you anymore. Or you. I think we should be, yeah, there we go. Are you loose? You're not loose. Okay. Ow! Bugger. You know, in reality, $6,000 would change my life, but in this game, not so much. I bet it's this guy's holding it together. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get some oxygen and we're gonna get some fuel and I'm gonna slow down. Wow, multiple alarms. Can we all just chill? Let's all calm down. There's our oxygen, there's our thruster, fine for tethers. We are all good. Yeah, you're still connected, okay. Doop, 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 doop. So let's deal with this reactor, just to show you. With a level 1 reactor, you don't need to do anything with it. You just yank it. So I'm gonna do this. Get this out of here. Just so it's out of the way. Come on, down you come. I want you on the barge. And I want you out here. Alright. So now we've got like a straight run, right? We don't want to pull those power junction boxes because they will spark and set off the reactor. Now you see with the reactor you've got a containment meltdown imminent warning. And we're done. That's how difficult that was. Very, very simple. Don't know why I'm doing that. Because that whole wall's got to go into the furnace. So do those wires. Might as well put them all in together, eh? Yeah, so I didn't want to make these steps. It's unnecessary. And then we're just pulling loose stuff. Well, not loose stuff, but we're pulling high value stuff. Like these computers and whatnot, we're just attached to the wall, we just pull them off, throw them down. Simple enough that you barely need to pay attention. And not paying attention is where you screw up. So, wait for it. That's kind of saying here. There we go. What is that red? I don't know what that is over there. Is that just a light? I think it must be just a light telling me where the edge is. Down we go. I would like to hit cert 6. I don't know if I'm going to do that with this ship. Definitely not going to do it with this shift. I suppose it's easy enough to check, right? Because it does tell you how much the ship is worth. It tells you how much XP you're going to get. Like certificate XP, as opposed to skill points. So you could just add them up. 40 left, yeah. I will go up a cert at the end of this ship. Because I believe that it's 20 per checkpoint. And there are 3 checkpoints left, equals 60 points. Are you? Yeah, you're connected. We're going to leave you attached to the wall because you're going to be sent into the furnace anyway. Now if you notice, I've only had to get my oxygen like re-upped once. And I appear to have plenty of oxygen. So you see that first oxygen upgrade like sorts you out for your oxygen requirements. Pretty much for, well, for the rest of the game really. Like you're still going to need to get oxygen during the shift, but you're only going to need to get it once during the shift, which is a major improvement over needing to go get it twice. Like, never mind the cost of oxygen, which is quite minimal. It's really not huge. But the fact that you have to interrupt what you're doing... Oh, I shouldn't have taken this one first. Did that miss? I think that missed. Oh no, that went in. It's really the time that you have to take running back, getting the oxygen, and then returning is what the cost really is, more than the money. So that first oxygen upgrade should be high on your list of things to do. Are you loose? You are. Fantastic. Really better off doing this from the front than we are from the side, like from the rear. Are you still attached? You are still attached. Probably attached to something internally. I've only got 45 seconds. I would like to send something on its way. Whoops. No, then I'm gonna manage it. I might manage it. Oh, nice. There we go. Perfect. Definitely managed it. Got 2 of them. Oh, it's not gonna make it. I'm getting 29 MP per checkpoint, so yeah, I will definitely hit Cert 6 at the end of this ship. The only real way, there's only 2 ways you don't max out your progress on when taking out these ships. One, you just stop halfway and get a new ship, or you quit the game, right? That's really it. The other in-game way is you detonate a reactor, probably by accident. That will. Once you've detonated a reactor, go get a new ship. So we're talking about unionization. Yeah, this is the beginning of the unionization plotline. So when you detonate a reactor, I don't recall what a class 1 looks like when it detonates. I might do one on camera just to see. A class 2 takes out like maybe a quarter of the shipyard area. Like, it doesn't damage the shipyard itself, but it'll take out like the rear third of or rear quarter of a ship. And by take out, I mean everything gets, like, imagine taking the laser cutter, right, and just slicing everything up into 1,000 pieces. So there's only like tiny little like slivers left, and each of those are marked as destroyed. So they, it's not going to mark every single one as destroyed. Like, say 80-90% of them will be. So they have 0 value. They're now worthless. It doesn't matter what material they were made of before. So they become worthless, and the bits that are left, like the bits of hull that are left that have some value, are so freaking small. Yeah, there we go. One more, if there was one more second in the shift, we would have hit that salvage goal. Not that it mattered. It didn't really do anything for us in terms of XP or progression. The slivers are so small that it's not worthwhile trying to collect them. Like trying to individually pick them out and send them into the furnace or the processor. I just realized I could have upgraded my the range on it. Not that I really need sufficient range in this little lot, I guess. Alright, yeah, these cables are 18,000. I can imagine that if someone gets disoriented easily or gets nauseous, travel sick maybe, that this would be a rough game to play. You have to be pretty comfortable with spinning around and you're up and down getting flipped often, continuously even. I'm pretty okay with that for whatever reason. Like, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. Obviously, I've never really dealt with it in real life. I think I did one of those spinny gyroscope things that you get strapped into once when I was like, I want to say 10 or 12 or something, and I yelled stop within like half a second of it starting. It was like, they hit go, and I was like, no! Immediately. Just unfortunate. I think I just wasn't mentally prepared for it. I didn't know what to expect. So when the thing happened, I just freaked out. Because they seem fun. It's something I would definitely love to try again. Should the opportunity ever present itself. I don't imagine I will feel better about it. I don't think I would cope well. But I think knowing how disorienting something like that is going to be is kind of like half the battle to not freaking out, right? Knowing this is going to suck is the way you tolerate the thing that sucks. Maybe not completely, but you know, marginally at least. Alright, is that a light? No, that's nothing, in fact. That's just a graphical thing. That's a light though. Nope, that's a graphical thing as well. Debris, flavor debris, that doesn't actually do anything. Except bounce off your screen when you bump into it. Like this thing here, this clip. Doesn't exist as far as your grapple is concerned, but bunk, there it is. It has physics. That was so weird. Okay. So if we hit the next checkpoint, we will definitely hit the next cert. So that is my goal for this shift, is clearing the next checkpoint. Both would be great. Uh-oh. Yeah, I've knocked it. Hopefully I compensated without overcompensating. Okay, we need you. I want to be careful because there's a junction box right there, and that's going to spark. Now get your way. Down you come, buddy. Most excellent. Okay. Electrical cables. Oh right, we still have this whole structure thing to do. I thought I had finished up with the whole stuff. That's why I'd moved it internally. I don't know why, I just like doing the whole first. It's kind of like, you know, you peel the banana, you deal with the outside first. Let's grab that battery. And then we'll zap. We're not targeting the cut point, are we? Oh no, the cable junction is the cut point, okay. Oh, that was not the one I was going for. I was going for this one. But no matter. Now, the danger here is if you're not careful, so both the furnace and the processor have kind of a, let's just call it a gravitational pull. So if you're not careful, when you have stuff going for the processor, if it passes too close to the furnace, it's just going to get sucked in. So you... Oh, man. So you want to be careful with that. I hit that already. Nice. I thought it was going to be more difficult to hit that target. Well then, let's see if we can hit the next checkpoint. And when we do that, we are done with this ship. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that looks like everything out here. Good stuff. Don't need to touch you. Yeah, you're going to the processor. Are you going to? Yeah, you are. You are going to the barge though. You're O2. It's too low. Okay, so here's what it looks like when you start to die. I'm just going to leave it here so you can see. This is the thing you want to avoid. Heavy breathing. So you've still got quite a lot of time, even from the alarm starting, right? You're getting plenty of heads up. And now we're out of O2. So even when you run out, you still have time to do stuff, right? It's not like it goes down, counts out, and you die immediately. I think the way they have chosen to do this is quite well done. BBI, Blackbird Interactive, the developers. I think that was a clever and interesting way to do things. We can call it realistic if we want. I don't really care about calling it realistic. Okay, so you need to go up. Realism in games is kind of like just a silly idea that some people use to browbeat their chest like this game is unrealistic. It's consistent with what we understand of real world physics, how people suffocate and whatnot. The game doesn't need to be that, but I think the game is better for them choosing to do that. Things I have noticed as well, your later tethers tend to be stronger than your earlier tethers, so I think their power diminishes over time. But also throwing 2 onto something overpowers 1. So I didn't want to cut the tether, because if I'd hit Y to cancel that tether, then the one pulling the other object would have cancelled it as well. Because you can't just cancel one tether, you got to cancel all the tethers, which can be a bit frustrating. But, you know, c'est la vie. I think we're done here. I think the only thing we've left is this shell. We're just going to do one quick pass. Oh, and there's the checkpoint. So, ultimately, I don't care about this shell at all. But it's all going into the furnace anyway. So it's all going to get sucked in. Do 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 do. Well, that's enough for the tethers, I think, and the gravitational pull will take over from here. Although it may take some time. Oh no, it's getting pulled in. Do I need to help it out? I hope I don't. I don't. Sometimes it can get jammed, like if it's too big, it might go in sideways, it might wedge. But you can see here it's rotating to go in, which is sensible and helpful. Oh no, a door burnt up. Oh no, a second door burnt up. Finished. And it looks like the yellow and the red line meet there, so there's like nothing left over. Dun, 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 dun. Slow down. Alright. Now we can finish that shift early because there's nothing left to do. Upgrading the sticker's heat capacity allows it to melt larger and denser objects. Well, technically that's true. You can shoot longer. If you're only using this thing around cut points, and you should really only be using it on cut points and maybe the occasional bit of framing structure, it doesn't matter. Are you going to tell me? Oh, now we're getting pressurized stuff. Salvage. Oh, 500 kilos of electrical cable. Sure. Alright, so now we're starting to get some more significant upgrades. Again, the grapple is really where the upgrades matter. Especially, charged push. Hell yeah. General max strength, and range. 29, okay. I can't afford anything I care about there. Let's give this thing some more range. We're down to 11 tokens, which I'm pretty sure buys nothing. And my next oxygen upgrade... Oh, isn't until certification 7 anyway. Oh, that's next cert. Oh, that's not oxygen, that's impact. Oh no, install the recharge module. So this one, 7, is really good. You want to get that one as soon as possible. That means that when you go into a pressurized atmosphere, your oxygen tank starts to recharge. It starts sucking in the atmosphere from around you. It's so good. It can, well, save your life for one. But it also saves you a whole bunch of time. You're done. So now, 16 mil. 14 mil. What are you? You're a scout patrol craft or heavy cargo? Nope, not you. You. There we go. You're an industrial cargo hire. Yeah, you look interesting. You're a different shape than the ones we had before. So you'll notice a lot of them, like if you look at the types, so this is an Atlas. They have the same basic type, like the whole structure, and then it'll be modified from there. Oh, that's cool. I kind of like the whole branding idea, where you can recognize an Atlas type from a gecko, from a whatever. All right, gonna grab that antenna. That's the sensor, right? The antenna, of course, has floated off unhelpfully. Oh man, why is it made of 4 different bits? I don't remember that being the case. Now, if we look here, oh, this isn't pressurized. So they will be green when they're pressurized. And this is where Lou tells you about finding stuff inside. And we was like, no, don't you dare steal stuff from inside. That belongs to the company. Blah, 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 blah. We're sure it does, buddy. Whatever you say. I will also tell you that, you know, it has no value. It doesn't tell me which bin to put in, so I guess the company doesn't actually want it. Okay, whoa, slow it down here. Now, just to confirm, yep, not pressurized. All right, we're gonna pop these babies. If this were pressurized, popping these off would be a bad idea. I don't really understand why they're spring-loaded if there's no atmosphere inside them. But, you know, just beware they are often spring-loaded and will just pop right off once you remove it. It's kind of like there's some kind of inertia trapped in the ship when it's spawned in. Not inertia, tension, and how the ship has been built when modeled, so that when you flip these things, you know. Oh, I remember this guy. Okay. So these, if I'm remembering correctly, we're going to have to basically run through fire to deal with these. You know, the game lagging out like that is terrifying, because I could have been pointed at anything. Like, there could have been a fuel cell behind that. So, you know, there's a hot tip. Because the game occasionally lags out and freezes like that, make sure when you're cutting stuff, there's nothing explosive behind the thing you're cutting, or you will be a sad panda. 94, it's still attached. So what I'm doing here is, if you look at the numbers on the cargo container where it says, underneath the word cargo container says 94,000 kilograms, over here it says 94,000, that means this is all one connected unit still. Which means, yeah, there we are. Yeah, we're still connected. Oh, it's over there. Can I reach? I can reach it. And now we're up 4,000, so now we know these are loose. These two are connected to each other, which is fine. I don't care about that. Oh, there's an engine underneath as well. That's inconvenient. Okay, you're going to come over to the wall. Hopefully, yeah, you are. You're going to take a while. That's fine. We're going to busy ourselves with doing other things while that goes to work. Yeah, you're good. You're good. There's a good point there. What the hell was that? That was like a giant jet of atmosphere. That's not something I want to see from my thrusters. That implies pressurization. And I was assured that there is no pressurization in there. There's no atmosphere. I feel like somebody has lied to me. Kill the tether on this, which is pretty much done with anyway, and we're going to tether it down there, and away it goes. And it shouldn't, hopefully, bump that thruster. We good? Yeah, we're good. We're good enough, such that I couldn't do anything else about it, even if I wanted to. You appear to have stopped. The tether might have expired. That was closer than I would have liked. Excellent. cut points. Don't forget to cut points. So again, it could be just there's tension built into the model. But what looks like a jet of atmosphere is just weird. Oh right, I can do charges now. Excellent, there we go. Okay. Whoa, way too fast, way too fast, way too fast. I was not looking at what speed I was doing. You do get a little like achievement for going over 20 meters per second, which is, well, from this point on, very easy to do. If you're traveling above 10, you'll break your suit. If you're traveling above, I think, 15, you'll just die when you hit something. It's just bad. You know, don't do it. You'll be sad. No, you're just gonna be a jerk. You're gonna be a jerk. Fine. No? Oh, I thought I could push it out with that. No matter. Okay, looks like we've got some fuel tanks. Oh, I think I even see an O2 canister right there. So, in these thruster sections, there are big old fuel lines that need to be cut. And I don't really want to touch them yet. I think I've got to cut all 4 and then I'm going to rush past to hit a switch. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be deeply unpleasant. Oh, come on. That was a lousy time for that. Grab this out. Then you gotta run through the fire. Then you gotta hit the switch. Because who designs it this way? Like, what nonsense is this? Like, what kind of a nonsense design is that? I don't think there's another way through. And this part now is now scrap, right? Where you get basically nothing for it. If you're unlucky and or slow, you will set yourself on fire as you run through there. I'm going to tag that up to here, just to get it clear of the body of the ship. Now, that's going to the barge, that's going to the barge, all of this is going to the barge. So you don't need to separate out the fuel tanks. You can if you want to be super careful, I guess. Alternatively, you can just hit the cut points. And now you can just send the whole thing down into the barge. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's going in. It'll get there eventually. This one that's up here. Yeah, we definitely need longer tether lifetimes. Because right now they're just way too slow. Way too short. Now, I guess one reason the floor of the ship was bouncing is because this engine's in the way. Which is an entirely fair reason for it to bounce. So we got 2 minutes left on this. We have enough time to do this one. Can we get the green thing off my screen, please? Okay, and now we're gonna hopefully not get set on fire. Yeah! Booger, booger, booger. The important thing was hitting that button. Sure, you're on fire, that sucks, I understand, but hit the goddamn button. Oh, I see, it's in a kind of a sleeve. That is inconvenient. Yeah, that's not going to work at all. We need to pull these back. Out of tethers. God damn it. Okay. It's fine. I guess it's fine. So now we're gonna go deal with this fuel. I think we should be okay. We got like 40 seconds to... Uh-oh. Don't rush it. That's not the bit that I want. That's the bit that I want. And we're golden. Now we'll just let the clock run out. Good times. Alright, we're only a little bit set on fire. You can make your suit a little bit more fire retardant and frost retardant. I don't think those options are available yet. But we shall see. Yeah, reach a velocity of 20 meters per second. So I have barely clipped the first checkpoint on the ship. The most of the stuff I've hit like is of moderate value. Thrusters need to be repaired, and let's repair this now before it becomes a problem. I don't really care about the range on that. Cooldown is helpful unless there's a grapple upgrade available. There is not. Well, really, a tether upgrade is really what I want. Okay. Back out we go. Too fast. There we go. Oh, bugger. I forgot to buy tethers. Let's zoom back and get that. Braking. There we go. 18k for a full batch of tethers. Now, I believe I definitely saw thruster fuel. I think there might also be an O2 pack in here. Yep, and yep on both. Excellent. Okay. Let's move around, and we're going to send this into the processor on our left. Post haste. And we're going to pull this one back, just so it's out of the way. And now that floor should come out. There we go. What's going on? Did that end already? That was like way too short. I know it's really heavy, but come on. There's a way to cancel the grapple when you're, or the tether when you're in the middle of doing it, and I can't remember how. I feel, yeah, okay, so this is in the danger zone. This is now being pulled by the furnace in. And I think I've lost it. This might rescue it. Okay, we're good. Don't know what happened there exactly, but yeah, we're good. We're having similar issues over here. They're just so long. Is it getting snagged on something? I don't think there's anything for it to snag onto, and I am in a very bad position. I am about to get sucked into the processor if I'm not very careful. You see the way it's getting pulled up? Like, it's not being pulled out, it's being pulled up. Like, the physics on this is just very strange. I'm out of tethers again. Okay, we're good. We can just release. That's a whole lot of micromanaging, right? For very little payoff. Where'd it go? Oh my god, why is it floating vertically? You were on your way in. Why did you bounce? Bananas. Bananas. I don't know why it's bouncing. Okay, so this is all going to come to the furnace. It's got handy dandy cut points. So let's go deal with that. The front panel on the cockpits is often just glass, which, you know, you can cut out if you want. But like, it's worth so little that, I mean, just throw in the processor. Like, that was worth 7,000. Really, the only benefit of removing it is just giving you some space to work with to pull this stuff out, because this is the high value stuff. Right, I'm low on O2. But as we mentioned, there's an O2 and a fuel canister over here. So let's get the O2 first. And we'll get the fuel as well, since we're here already. And since we're in here, let's just work here. It's frustrating. It's like the mouse sensitivity is both simultaneously too high and too low. And it doesn't make any sense, but yet that's how it is. Oh, we got another fuel and another oxygen over there. Well, that's handy. I'm probably going to need them because I'm not going to finish up this ship in this shift. What are you guys connecting onto? Oh, you're cutting that whole thing loose. I don't know that I need to cut that loose. Yeah, I don't know. I remember when this was like 4 corners. So much better like this. Jesus. See what I mean? Like, that just whipped around. That's going to push me over checkpoint. Alright. That looks like... Oh, no, not all of them. So I do find that I spend a lot of this game with me clamping down on Q and E, like the brake keys. Just when you're pushing and pulling stuff, you know, force is working. So anytime I'm like dragging stuff, I've got Q and E clamped down, just so that I'm not going anywhere. So the only thing that's moving is the object that I'm locked onto. These ladders are basically worthless. But, you know, they're in the way and they're easy to grab. And sure, $100. I'm mostly just setting up my next shift, like no, I guess a lot of this stuff is loose. There's our cheap little reactor 1. Whoa. All of ours now shooting off for whatever reason. Alright, so we're going to leave that panel alone for the moment. Alright. Off you go, buddy. And you too. And you 3. I don't know. I didn't mean to connect them, but, you know, it's fine. Okay, it's not fine, because that was useless. Low in O2 again? That's weird. The shifts didn't get longer. I think I'm just gonna duck inside. Like I'm not gonna wait out. I'm not gonna refuel O2 at this point. Like that's a complete waste. Does your O2 consumption vary based on tasks? If so, I haven't noticed that before. Okay, I should get out of here. I wasn't too stressed because I'm pretty close to the hab. And then switch over to a stinger so we don't accidentally blast ourselves away from the hab. And in we go. Now, as you can see, this ship is taking substantially longer than the previous one. So the ships are getting bigger and more convoluted from here on out. Which means probably after this episode, I will only be doing one ship per episode. Now, we do have some points to spend. Energy repairing? No. Don't care about the cutter. There's nothing on the grapple I care about. Don't care about the thrusters. Definitely don't care about the scanner. Work suit. Take less damage from impacts. Sure. Or, well, that's not true. Gives you suit integrity +1, which means it gives your suit an extra hit point. Okay, so I need 46 points to hit the next cert. We are getting over 100 for completing this ship. Assuming, you know, I don't blow the reactor, which is unlikely. Alright, yeah, I did notice these will just pop off. It's like, sure, why not? Let's do it now before we accidentally do it later, like we did earlier on. There's no benefit to doing that, other than just getting it out of the way. Have I not dealt with the engine / fire in this one yet? I have not. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Thought I had. Thought I was done with all of that. And now the camera is panning like super slow. Let's get you pulled out. Thank you. And now, poof, down you go. And now let's see if we can get through this without being set on fire. Excellent. There we go. And most excellent. Alright. So we're going to take a slightly more cautious approach than what we're doing earlier on. And this is the approach you're going to want to take later on. So when you got bigger ships that take up even more room. First of all, to give yourself maximum clearance, you move these all the way to the back. So we're gonna let that work while we deal with other stuff. That's fine. That's all the clearance we need. So now, we want to get these away from the furnaces. So we're going to move them up and kind of in. So there's absolutely, they're not going, on this path, they're not going anywhere near the furnace. So there's no risk whatsoever of them accidentally getting sucked in. That's an interesting bar. Oh right, that's part of our cargo, right? Oh, you're only connected at one point. Okay, I thought you would have been connected at 2 or 3. Bye-bye. You also need to go in the processor. And you also need to go in the processor. And now my mass rate's super low. Like on the one hand, you can say, well, it's due to the mass, but no, that's 175 kilos. The thruster was like 600, and it was extremely zippy. So it's not an inertia thing, it's just a weird mouse rate thing. Was I wrong about there being more fuel in here? No, I was not. There's loads more oxygen and fuel. Okay, that's loose now. It's kind of a good thing, I think. Alright. And half the time when I'm aiming by way of the text box that says what I'm aiming at. So like, I can't see the cut point behind me, but I can see that it says I'm aiming at a cut point. And as soon as that switches to, you know, not cut point, I let go of the button and stop cutting immediately. Not because, so like, I can't cut through nanocarbon, so there's no risk of that. But again, it's just getting into the habit of cutting only the thing that you wanted to cut. You know, as opposed to the fuel canister behind it. Nope. So like, this is 1,000 kilos, but I don't have that inertia attached to my mouse. So weird. It looks like I got that. I did. Alright, now these guys are in a safer but not safe enough position, so we're gonna tether them up again to there and to there. Now I'm pretty sure there's nothing attached to the inside of this, but I should double check. We are good. In you go. Scratch my back. When you're pulling these things towards you, you do not want to sit on the retract. So I'm just tapping the right mouse button there. I'm not holding it. Because you don't want these things smashing you in the face. I just can't emphasize that enough. You don't want these things smashing you in the face. This cage needs to be cut away. I know my O2 is low. I can see it beeping. Well, I can see it flashing and I can hear it beeping. But also there's O2 very close to me. Unless I've done something silly. I have not done something silly, so we're fine. Oh, I see. The O2 from those does not fully refill. That's why I ran out so soon. Or sooner than I anticipated last time. That's fine. There is another O2 canister. Are you still connected? What are you still connected to? To the ladder? To the ladder. Useless, annoying ladder. That's worth. Brakes. There we go. Like a frisbee of death. $200 for the ladder. What is that noise? It's so loud. Okay, so we appear to have a straight shot for the barge. So I see my screen is getting screwed up. So that's from the radiation from the reactor. And that's worth 1.2 mil. So that's a nice little thingy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to yank it and throw it. There we go. And we're finished. Simple. Why is this thing due? What's it connected to? Oh, it's not. It's not connected to anything. It's just too heavy for my current getup. Oh, Brian, why would you do that? I don't know why I just tapped G. That was just silly. Okay, so now these guys should be relatively clear of the furnace. So we're going to try bringing them down. Yep, that's good. This one has an O2 canister that I'm going to nab. And the fuel. Alright, and now we need to disconnect the wire of this. So we're just going to cut this. And this whole thing can go to the processor. We're just going to move it upwards first. Oh no, it's going to be a jerk. Okay, so we're just going to tether it on there so we don't need to worry about it anymore. Now, one effect I do like is watch what happens when I pull this battery. Watch the lights. And now I look like a sucker. They normally turn on red. I don't know why I didn't do it that time. God damn it. I've been leaving that alone special so there was a clear view, so when I hit it, it would be easy to see. Normally when you pull the battery out from the middle of a bunch of lights, the lights turn on. Grrr. What are you attached to? Yeah, you're definitely attached. Are you directly attached to that? You're not. Oh, there we are. Yeah, you're still attached to something. Maybe inside? Oh, that's right, Brian. Run straight into the big metal bar. Yeah, inside there. There we go. Oh, it's two separate pieces. Interesting. I thought it was only one. putting another shift to finish this off. But I'm gonna have to. It's fine. This final shift should be like 5 minutes long. Rank 7. I'm not going to spend any XP here on skill ups because I don't need them to finish this ship, and I just kind of want to power through, he says, while waiting for a loading screen to load. Come on, Lynx, we're really powering through here. All right, here we go. More plot stuff. Do 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 do. Oh, there's no voices. Even with the volume cranked up. I must oh, I turned the voice down to 0, that's why. Yeah, unions cause this union. So that is something I really like about this game. So this is like standard anti-union propaganda. You see it in Amazon, you see it at Tesla, you see it everywhere where people are like, no, unions are bad, they divide the employees away from the employers. Employers and employees have very distinct and separate interests. Their interests are not aligned. Employers don't care if 30% of their employees can't eat. As long as they show up and do the work, the employers get their money. As long as the products get shipped, employers get their money. They don't care if the employees are half-starved. Now, for people who are unfamiliar with English, that was not a universal claim. I did not say no employers care, or the only thing that every single employer. I said employers, which is a general statement that holds broadly true. And if it were false, we wouldn't see anti-union posters. We wouldn't see the kind of anti-union propaganda there is. And unionization, especially in the United States, has famously been opposed by gunfire, where employers have brought in armed guards to shoot people who want to strike. So, yeah. Personally, I'd rather be in a job that was a co-op than a standard employer-employee relationship, but co-ops are not very common formats for businesses anywhere. Co-ops allow for more profit sharing and a more democratic arrangement of work. But failing that, if you're going to be in a corporate world where you have a separate group of people who are doing the overseeing and sucking up most of the profits, then unions are going to be needed for the employees to represent their interests. And if you're on the employee end of a business, it makes no sense for an employee to be anti-union. Like, it makes sense for you to be anti this particular union because these particular people have screwed you in the past. I understand that. Unions can be corrupt, sure. That totally makes sense. They're full of people. People can be corrupt. People can have shitty interests. But I mean, that equally applies to management, right? Management can be corrupt. Management can have differing interests from the employees. Like any criticism you have of unions, i.e. the organising of a bunch of people to work together, equally applies to management. But if you're okay with managers existing, it makes sense to be okay with unions existing. It does not make sense to be in favor of one managers, but not the other unions. Oh, we've got a freeze. There we go. Let's grab that poster, and let's grab that poster, just so we have them. What are these worth? They're worth 6 grand. So they're, whoops, there we go. They're basically worth electrical cable money, which is like nothing. Whoops. But they're easy enough to grab. They're better than lights. Like these lights, 3.5k. Don't even bother me. These lights here, look, there's so many of them. I mean, as a group, yeah, the money adds up, don't get me wrong. But this here is 78,000. So in the time it took me to get that, like, the value of this, even though I've lost track of the barge, like, that right there, that's worth like 25 lights. It did not take 25 times as long as a light. Seeing as you're loose, yeah, let's just send you out. So still it's easy to grab, I'll grab. But when I'm on the clock, sorry, let me back that sentence up. Especially now when I know I'm not going to need the full shift to get everything, I don't mind taking a second to do something that's worth very little money. Because I know I've got time to burn. But on a regular shift, yeah, let's pick it up. Don't need it, but I mean, it's gonna be sent into the furnace otherwise. Okay, so I'm done with all of that that's in there. What are you? A food dispenser? I don't think I've ever seen a food dispenser. Don't know that there's been any patches since I last played. What are we? Oh, data drive. Data drives are kind of cool. Data drives are give you flavor text. Oh, look at all these, the little barge storage bins and whatnot. These are going to be awkward to get out. Like a mini hab in there. Okay, I'm gonna do stuff from this room. Unless there's a door here, in which case I'm just gonna pull stuff through that door. What am I looking at? Oh, a giant piece of aluminium that's just in my way. Okay. Getting all turned around, so I've lost my orientation. So, what is this? This is a kitchen cabinet? I don't remember any of this. Maybe an update since I last played. And there we go. We have finished our... Oh, there's another kitchen cabinet. Our cert level. Our salvage golems. So we don't need to do any more here. We're kind of done. But we're gonna get the extra cash because we can. Because even though we only needed a tiny amount, I'd rather not have my debt increase. I mean, you know what? No, I'm not fighting with that bed. I'm absolutely not gonna fight with that bed trying to get it out of here. So, all the rest of this, let's put on structure. Okay, compartment empty. Yeah, that's not helpful. If I could turn on objects, Turning on objects is always pretty helpful to figure out what's left to do. But as far as I can tell, everything is done. Anything that's like any kind of reasonable chunk or size. So we should be able to just send this bad boy. Yeah, there it goes. Into the furnace. Apparently we missed that. Oh right, we sent it off out of the way ages ago to keep it safe. Wait, and we're upside down. Alright. See, the blues panel, heavy, are valuable, usually. Not massively valuable, but more valuable. Orange is usually stuff going into the furnace. Blue is usually stuff that goes on the processor, usually. Oh, there goes the mattress. Nobody wants your mattress. You're ridden with bed bugs. Thank you. Goodbye. Get out of here. Did I missed with that thruster. Oh, crew bed. Well, you fell out, so I guess we'll deposit you correctly. Now I'm low on O2. Can we get this wrapped up? I'm not buying more O2. Burn, baby, burn. We are very much in the department of good enough. Slow it down. Now, you see that white box over there? That is a data drive that can be picked up. I've been kind of waiting for it to spawn. Alright, we gained 2 mil. I think our daily expenses are like $500,000, so we made money on that shift. Even though we're mostly doing it for XP. And here they're telling me about data drives. So here she gives you hacking program / defragmentation program. Are they saying the same thing? Yeah, it's kind of weird. So the text and the verbal message, she's kind of saying the same thing. It's not exactly the same, but it's roughly the same thing. I don't know why they're both here. I guess it's kind of odd. But, I think one of them is a holdover from an earlier version. Yeah, there we go. So my fees per day are $500,000 in fees. Like, some of these are awful. So really, to really cut down your debt, you want to get to the point where you can purchase your tools, so you get rid of these rentals. But they're pretty high up. You need, I think, start level 20 or something ridiculous to get them. So just take a quick look at the upgrades that are available to us. And if need repairs, yeah, let's get the laser cutter repaired. It's kind of annoying. You can't buy repair kits from in here. You can only buy repair kits from the terminal that's outside the hab. It's kind of weird. But just a heads up. So if you don't have repair kits, you'll wait for your next shift and take a moment as part of your next shift to buy them. We can see it as part of the dystopia, or we can see it as an oversight in the UI of the game. Make your choice. Okay. License your own grapple. Okay, so it's Cert 18 for the grapple, right? That gets rid of the grapple fee. They're all around that area. Tether lifetime is absolutely necessary. Not too worried about the strength on that. Gives it more heat. I want better brakes. That's really the important thing. I'm pretty much out of points except for how fast things degrade. So sure. The durability drain rates, you know, they're fine. Cuts down on repair kit usages, but I mean, you can see I've got loads. You come across them pretty easily. You find them in ships and you get like between 1 and 3, maybe even 4, depending on the ship. So I'm not going to start the next shift now, but if we take a quick look, we'll see the one I was in gave us, I think, 1 repair kit. 1, 1, 1. These guys gave us 2. But also in the ship that I was in, I found, I believe, 2 repair kits. So, you know. Okay, we're gonna pull it here. I think if it's an option, we're gonna do a tanker next. The value doesn't go up by much, and neither do the XP points. But you know, it is what it is, and gonna call it there for today. All right, see ya next time.